And then challenging repairs. Sometimes, people want to retain old glasses that, they're broken and there's no replacement parts for these. So how do you let them keep on wearing these lenses? And you can, there's ways around certain things. Okay, so let's just start with the bread and butter issue. We'll get back to which is this. For fitting the Asian face, this optical lab, what they do is they fit nose pads. Okay, additional nose pads to plastic frames. Metal frames typically is not as much of an issue because, again, the guard arms are adjustable. But there's not really much adjustment you can do to plastic frames. All right, so again, too low and just a bit too low. All right. Another issue that's not as obvious with lenses that fit with people who have flat noses is that the back vertex distance tends to be very, very small. Okay, as you can see this here, her pupils are at pretty much the right distance. It's pretty good there. But her eyelashes, they're not incredibly long, but they would be completely on the back, like just window washing the back of the lens there, right? Which would be very annoying, and especially if you wear eyeliner, that kind of thing, then things would get dirty really quick. Alright, so here's a guy, and his eyelashes are just bumping into the back of the lens there. Here's another example. These weren't cherry picked, we just took Asians and put glasses on them, took photos, right? So. Okay, now there is something called Asian fit frames. I'm not sure if you're aware of that. Basically, they're generally marketed for the Japan market, but they're European frames, but they're sold in the Japanese market, and the nose pads are extra long. So it's intended to fit the Asian face. So here's an example of that. This is a more extreme example. Right? Incredibly, some Asian fit frames still don't fit Asians. They're still vault the face, and they're still too low. Okay, so this particular lab will add nose pads. All right, so they categorize into two. So frames that are sitting way too low, and then frames that are kind of sitting real low. All right, so this is a way too low example, and the way they would fix that is they add guard arms. Okay, so this sort of assembly here is you can purchase at any supplier distributor. This is from Breitfeld and Schleicher. I think it's a German company. Okay, I'm sure if you just grab an optical inventory magazine, you can probably find something like that. Okay, they come in metal. There's all sorts of things. The drill in this case, I think, was 1.2 millimeters. That'll give a nice snug fit. Again, it depends on the diameter of the shaft there, of the nose pad. All right, so when you go and mark, choose a place on the eye wire that's thick enough to retain its shape after you drill it. All right, and that will kind of allow the nose pads to sit in the right position. All right, so in this case, it's just right along there. You might want to use a ruler to line things up, and then you drill. In general, if you put your finger right behind the area of the drilling, you'll feel it warm up as it approaches, so you know when to stop. Okay, so there's the holes, right? And you can just kind of stick them in. And actually, right now, I don't know if you can tell, but they're not shoved in all the way. They're shoved in just to make sure, kind of, that they do fit. And then you can adjust the splay of the angle to match the patient's face if they have a narrow nose or a wide nose. Okay, a touch of super glue will be just kind of like the right type of adhesive, okay, because once you stick it in, it'll be really snug. You don't want all the glue to be coming out, just a bit of super glue just seems to work. Okay. Some considerations if you want to try this. Okay, so this is a common plastic frame. You might think it's unremarkable, but the thing is this. You'll see that it's a sandwich design. You've got translucent pink on the back, translucent orange on the front, and opaque white on the front, in the middle. So if you're drilling, right, if you end up drilling past the white, in most cases you will, you're going to have to tell the patient in advance that you're going to have two little circles just right here. They would be visible, not that visible, but you may see them fairly closely. If you tell them in advance, they should be okay. All right? So just be aware of that. Okay. Otherwise, sometimes you get a delta frame like this, which is there's cloth. It's a piece of fabric in between translucent to plastic. Okay. I would say in this case that you don't want to drill past the opaque barrier. Okay, so let me step back a second, all right? So if you have a frame like this and it's opaque black, then you can drill right almost to the edge of, almost all the way through, not quite through, and then people can't tell. All right, that's what I'm saying. Now, if the front of the frame, the front half is translucent, all right, transparent, then if you drill into that area, then you're going to be able to see the little circles. All right, so just be aware of that. Okay. What you can do in this case, all right, in this case, what the opticians, my students there would do is they would cut if they think that the shaft is too long, that it might penetrate the fabric, they'll cut it just a bit short. Okay, so this is usually about 1.5 millimeters long. If you cut off a third, all right, leave 2/3. If you cut off up to a third, it should still be okay. You don't want to cut off more because then it won't fix in the hole. All right, you guys following, right? I hope. Okay, so again, so you have to look at this, and if you think you're going to have a cosmetic outcome, like a negative cosmetic outcome by drilling too far, then just snip. Do a little quick snip, shorten the shaft, and then stick it in. Okay, and then there we are. It's a bit hard. Okay, so for frames that are not excessively low, okay, for frames that are close to the right height, or for frames that are too close to the eyes, okay. What these my students will do is add just nose pads right onto the plastic frame. Okay, so I'm not sure you can tell right now it's been elevated. Okay, and this is the other image. There's actually nose pads there, you can't quite tell. Okay, so for this, you have the patient wear the frame. You kind of mark off where the nose contacts the frame. I tried to do as much as I could to learn about these techniques, since it's not me who actually did these. Okay, but I think I basically have everything. This is an old technique. They updated. All right. So this first technique, they don't actually use anymore. All right, but it's good for illustrative purposes. Okay, so they drill the hole right through. Okay, you got hole. All right. The diameter they would choose is typically the diameter of the nose pad post. So getting back to the nose pad post thing, it's the thing that takes the screw, when the metal thing inside the nose pad. It's usually 2 millimeters in lengthwise, maybe a bit short, maybe 1 meter widthwise. But anyways, whatever the length it is, you just choose a drill of that diameter, okay? Because the drill is circle and the nose pad is rectangular, so even though it's the same diameter, it'll fit snug. Okay. So 2 millimeter hole, 2 millimeter pad. Yeah, that's the nose pad post right there. 2 millimeters in diameter. You shove it in, it'll fit snug. Alright, so that's kind of what it looks like. And this is actually on an Asian fit frame. Okay, so this nose pad, the brown part, is actually a frame intended to fit Asian faces, but it still doesn't fit Asian faces well enough, so they do this, and then you got the right fit. Okay, and so you'll see the nose pad post sticking through. In general, it will last, it won't fall out. Okay, but yeah, if it's snug enough and secure, if you're concerned about it falling out, then you just add a screw, right? Yeah. Okay, so it'll, you can put a screw.